Discover the 3-birthday surprise, a paralyzed girl's life-changing moment when an incredible day turns everything around. Mia stared longingly at the birthday decorations her classmates put up for their parties. The laughter, the games, the shared smiles, it felt like a world away. Now, as she sat in her wheelchair, arms folded tight against her chest, she wondered if her own celebrations would ever come close to what they had. With her birthday just days away, a wave of sadness washed over her, coupled with the crushing weight of reality. Her mom, Sarah, could only afford a 3 gift for Mia this year, a heart-wrenching truth for a 10-year-old filled with dreams. Navigating the hallways at school often felt like wading through a minefield. Kids would whisper, their eyes darting toward her in cruel amusement. Mia tried to ignore the teasing, her heart heavy with the weight of their words. Yet, the light in her spirit flickered. "I'm more than my wheelchair," she would remind herself, but the whispers infiltrated her mind, slowly dulling the bright spark inside. At home, Sarah worked long hours at the local diner, her face a mask of determination, but Mia could see the worry written all over her mom's tired eyes. Sarah cooked them simple meals, and after, they would snuggle up on the couch, sharing stories and laughter until bedtime. Every hug, every word exchanged was a testament to their resilience, yet as the days passed, that resilience felt precarious. On the morning of Mia's birthday, a sliver of hope broke through her cloud of despair. The sun streamed through the windows, as if trying to ignite the excitement hidden deep inside her. Mia woke to Sarah's gentle voice, singing a soft birthday song. But even that joy couldn't mask the fact Mia knew her mother was torn, battling worries about rent and groceries beneath the joyful facade. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. That night, as Mia closed her eyes, she made a secret wish, just a small party. Just a few friends. But little did she know, a local veteran named Mr. Thompson had noticed them. With a heart as big as his dreams for the community, he rallied the neighbors over whispered conversations and hopeful glances. Maybe they had overlooked the quiet magic of Mia and Sarah too long. As the sun dipped low, Mia rolled into the community center. The moment the doors swung open, her jaw dropped. Streamers hung from the ceiling, balloons floated like dreams, and before her stood a crowd of familiar faces, not just classmates, but neighbors and friends she never knew she had. As they cheered, clapping with love, her heart soared. This was the birthday she'd hoped for, not defined by her wheelchair but celebrated by its glow. In that beautiful chaos of laughter, hugs, and cake, this paralyzed girl found hope and acceptance tucked within each heartfelt wave. But as fun enveloped her, a question lingered in the air: would this night draw the community together, or would they return to their previous indifference? Moments blended seamlessly between joys and reflections, leaving Mia to wonder about the echoes of this joyous celebration, and whether they would truly reshape the town's heart, or if, perhaps, she and her mother would continue to dance in the shadows of neglect. As the celebration unfolded, Mia felt a warmth wrap around her like a cozy blanket. Laughter bounced off the walls, filling the room with a joy that felt solid and real. Each face that approached her had a smile or a hug ready, showing her that maybe, just maybe, things were beginning to change. "Happy birthday, Mia," called out Lily, one of her classmates, as she handed over a small gift wrapped in colorful paper. "I hope you like it." Mia's heart fluttered. She had always thought of Lily as one of the girls who stared at her. But here she was, radiating kindness. As Mia carefully tore open the wrapping to reveal a handmade bracelet, her eyes sparkled with disbelief. "This is beautiful." Lily grinned, her excitement contagious. "I made it myself. It's got all your favorite colors." Mia touched the bracelet delicately, feeling the love stitched into each bead. It was more than just a gift, it was a symbol to her that she wasn't invisible, and that there were people who cared. Mr. Thompson stood by the refreshment table, watching the children roam around with a pleased smile. He had every reason to feel proud. He had taken the initiative, rallied a community, and transformed a girl's birthday. But deep inside, he felt a nagging concern that this goodwill would flicker out once the party ended. "Hey, you did an amazing job with all of this," one of the other parents said, slapping him lightly on the back. "Thanks," Mr. Thompson replied, though his mind drifted back to what he had heard about Mia and Sarah's struggles. Would their newfound connection with everyone survive tomorrow? As the hour wore on, the activities shifted from cake eating to games. Mia joined in, competing in a wheelchair race that sparked immense laughter. For the very first time in a long while, she felt the thrill of freedom, the heady rush of belonging, each push of her wheels filled with giddy exhilaration. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for, the cake. A giant chocolate confection with a candle gleaming brightly atop it. Mia closed her eyes and made a wish, the kind of wish that comes with the sound of a heart beating fast and hope swelling within. "I wish," she began, but the wish felt too big for words. Instead, she simply breathed it deep into her soul and blew out the candle, sending a puff of sweet smoke into the air. Cheers erupted, and Mia could have sworn the walls echoed her joy. Yet, as she sat amidst the laughter, a shadow flickered in Mia's mind. There was a thought that crept in, pulling at her heart. What if this moment of joy was merely a fleeting dream? That night, as they returned home, Sarah looked at Mia with pride shining in her tired eyes. "I can't believe all those people showed up. They really care, don't they?" Mia nodded, but her heart wrestled with the doubt that lingered. "I hope so, Mom, but what does tomorrow hold for us? Will they remember?" Sarah's smile faltered for just a second before she wrapped her arms around her daughter, holding her close. "Tomorrow will unfold. Together, we'll face it. One step at a time." But as Mia lay in bed that night, her mind spun with thoughts of what came next. Would this celebration change the hearts around her, or would it fade into a distant memory just as quickly as it arrived? The question loomed as heavy as a thick cloud, one that would lead Mia to a surprising discovery in the days ahead, a discovery that might just change everything she thought she knew about her community, her mom, and most importantly, herself. Mia woke up the next morning to sunlight streaming through her window, warming her face like a gentle kiss. Despite the lingering doubts from the night before, her heart still carried the joy of yesterday's celebration. She blinked a few times, still groggy, but as the memories of laughter and smiles washed over her, a smile crept onto her lips. Sarah busied herself in the kitchen, humming softly. The smell of breakfast wafted through the air, an inviting blend of pancakes and syrup. Mia wheeled herself to the table, the wheels rolling smoothly over the floor. She was greeted by her mother's cheerful grin and the sight of a stack of fluffy pancakes piled high. "Good morning, birthday girl." Sarah beamed, placing a plate before Mia. "Are you ready for an exciting new year?" "Maybe," Mia replied, taking a big bite of pancake. The sweetness danced on her tongue, filling her with comfort. "But I still can't stop wondering about yesterday. Do you think it'll last?" Sarah paused, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "It can, Mia, if we let it. To truly make connections, we need to show up, just like they did for you." Mia chewed thoughtfully. She wanted to believe it, to feel the truth in her mother's words. But as she finished her breakfast, the weight of uncertainty loomed again. What if yesterday was just a fluke? What if those smiles and hugs fell silent once the party ended? After breakfast, Sarah announced they'd go for a walk in the park. "Let us soak up this beautiful day. It might inspire some ideas on how to keep the momentum going," she said, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. Mia nodded, feeling a spark of excitement mixed with apprehension. As they made their way to the park, the familiar sounds of children playing and birds chirping surrounded them. It was lively, full of joy, yet Mia couldn't help but feel like an outsider just on the fringes. When they arrived, everything seemed to buzz with energy. The playground was filled with laughter, and there were people enjoying picnics on the grass. As they rolled forward, Mia spotted a group of kids. Among them was Lily, waving excitedly in greeting. Mia's heart raced. Would they still welcome her now that the party was over? "Hey, Mia. Come play." Lily called, her voice inviting as it cut through Mia's worries like a bright ray of sunshine. Taking a deep breath, Mia glanced at Sarah, who nodded encouragingly. With a rush of courage, she wheeled over. "I made a promise to my dad," Lily said, her eyes shining. "He said I could save some of my allowance to buy you a birthday surprise. It's only $3, but Mia's interest peaked." "A surprise? What do you mean?" Lily giggled. "I can't tell you. But it's something fun and special at the little store near my house. You'll love it." They chatted, Lily's enthusiasm sweeping Mia along. She felt lighter, as if the weight of uncertainty was slowly lifting off her chest. Here was a chance to build a bridge from one joyful moment to another. "Can we go after school?" Mia found herself asking, surprised by her own eagerness. "Of course!" Lily exclaimed, and just like that, Mia felt the warmth blooming inside her once again. The day passed quickly, filled with the sounds of laughter, the joy of friendship growing between Mia and her classmate. But as they shared stories, a new question faded in: what would this birthday surprise unveil for her? What amazing possibilities were waiting just a few dollars away? Mia couldn't contain her excitement. The day felt like a doorway to something incredible. And as she wheeled along beside Lily, she realized she was ready to step through it. But when she woke up the next morning, that emergency $1 bill in her pocket would lead her to a revelation she never saw coming. Mia woke up the next day feeling a mix of anticipation and nervousness. The sunlight broke through her curtains, much like the light of hope that seemed to have seeped into her heart after the joy of her birthday. She touched the fabric of her pajama pocket, feeling the familiar crinkle of the $1 bill she had saved. It was a small treasure, but it felt like a key to possibilities yet to unfold. As she wheeled her way to breakfast, the comforting smell of toast and jam floated towards her. Sarah was at the stove, flipping pancakes, the cheerful clanging of utensils playing in the background. "Morning, sweet girl." Sarah turned, her smile bright enough to light up the whole kitchen. "I hope you're ready for an adventure today." Mia felt that familiar wave of excitement. "Can we go to the store with Lily after school?" she asked, her eyes sparkling. "Of course," Sarah replied, pouring syrup over a stack of pancakes. "Whatever makes you happy." After breakfast, Mia and Sarah prepared for school. Mia packed her backpack with all her essentials, her mind racing with thoughts of the surprise Lily had promised. What could it be? Would it be something small but meaningful, or something that would make her feel a part of the world she yearned to fully embrace? As they drove, Mia looked out the window, watching the world rush past. Trees formed a green tunnel and school buses lumbered along, each holding its own stories. She wanted to be a part of those stories, sharing moments and creating memories just like everyone else. Upon arriving at school, Lily was already waiting at the front steps. She bounced on her feet, her face bright with excitement. "Mia. Are you ready?" "Yes." Mia answered, her heart pounding with excitement. "I can't wait to see what you have planned." Lily took Mia's hand, the warmth of it feeling like a reassuring hug. They dashed inside, and the day unfolded with classes that felt both slow and fast. Mia listened to the lessons, but her thoughts drifted back to the surprise. Lunchtime came, and as they grabbed their trays, Lily leaned in closer, her eyes dancing. "I can't wait for after school. You're going to love it." Mia looked at Lily, yearning for that connection, hoping that whatever lay ahead would solidify their budding friendship. Finally, the day ended, and they wheeled over to Lily's house. The excitement was palpable, a buzzing energy that coursed through Mia like fizzy soda. As they stepped inside, an array of colorful knickknacks surrounded them. Lily led her to a small shop that brimmed with bright lights and playful items. "Here, look." Lily exclaimed, running towards the back of the store. Mia's eyes widened with wonder as she followed, gliding over the floor that echoed with her anticipation. Lily reached up and pulled down a small box wrapped in shiny paper. "I saved up all week. This is for you," she said, almost bouncing in place. Mia felt her heart speed up. This was it. But what if it wouldn't measure up to her expectations? With trembling fingers, she untied the ribbon and peeled back the wrapping. Inside, she found a delicate charm bracelet glimmering with colorful beads. Mia's breath caught. It was beautiful, but more than that, it was thoughtful. "You like it?" Lily asked nervously. "My mom helped me pick it out. I thought it would be nice to show our friendship." Mia's heart swelled. "It's perfect. Thank you so much, Lily." She slipped the bracelet on her wrist, feeling like it was more than a piece of jewelry. It was a promise of friendship, connection, and adventures yet to come, but as they stepped outside, the beautiful moment was interrupted by a loud commotion across the street, drawing their attention. A gathering crowd murmured about something unexpected, and Mia's heart sank. What could it be? And how would this moment twist their day in ways they never anticipated? Mia's eyes fixed on the noise, her pulse quickening as she wondered what revelation awaited them on the other side of the street. The moment Mia turned her gaze toward the commotion, her heart raced faster. A crowd had gathered, faces painted with concern and curiosity, their voices rising like waves crashing against the shore. She and Lily exchanged nervous glances, a mix of excitement and worry swirling between them. "What do you think it is?" Mia asked, her voice barely above a whisper, the anticipation making her pulse thud in her ears. "I don't know, but let's check it out," Lily replied, her adventurous spirit pulling Mia forward, propelling her wheelchair through the throng of people. As they maneuvered closer to the noise, Mia's heart began to sink. What if it was something tragic? What if the world was harsh and unkind, shattering the tender moment they had just shared? They reached the edge of the crowd and could finally see what was causing the stir. There, in the street, a little girl sat on the pavement, surrounded by a few adults. A worried mother hovered nearby, keeping an eye on her daughter, who was crying and holding a scraped knee. "Oh no," Mia said, her heart aching. "She's hurt." Lily stepped forward, her instincts kicking in. "We should help," she exclaimed. "Do you want me to go talk to her?" Mia hesitated, a mixture of wanting to help and feeling unsure. What could she do? But as she looked at the little girl's tear-stained face, the urge to do something blossomed within her. "Can you grab my wheelchair?" she suggested, the determination warming her chest. "Maybe we can cheer her up together." With a nod, Lily hurried back to Mia's wheelchair, her actions filled with excitement and purpose. Mia settled into her chair and wheeled herself a little closer. "Hey there," she called softly to the girl. "It's okay. I've had my share of scrapes too. Want to see something cool?" The little girl looked up, her big eyes glancing from Mia to Lily, who had just returned with the wheelchair. "What do you have?" she asked cautiously, sniffling. Mia raised her wrist, waving the charm bracelet gently. "I just got this from my best friend. It's all about friendship and fun times. Each bead has a special meaning. Would you like to see it?" The girl's interest flickered like a candle catching flame. She wiped her tears and nodded slowly, her curiosity shining through the remnants of sadness. Lily leaned in closer. "And we have adventures coming up. Mia is super brave, and she can help you feel better with all kinds of stories." The little girl's face lit up, the remnants of sadness fading as she focused on Mia's bracelet. "Really? Can I have a bracelet like that? It would help me feel better." A wave of inspiration struck Mia. "How about we make friendship bracelets together? I can show you how." A smile crept onto the girl's face for the first time. "You do that?" "Of course," Mia replied, excitement bubbling inside her. "We can get some materials, and I'll help you with the design." Before long, the crowd began to disperse, leaving just Mia, Lily, and their new friend. As they talked about designs and colors, the cheers from the two friends filled the spot where sorrow had lingered moments earlier. Mia felt the weight of the day shift, her heart swelling with joy. It was not just about receiving a gift anymore, it was about passing something beautiful on. But just as they started to plan their bracelet designs, a commotion erupted again from the sidewalk. Mia's heart raced for a different reason now. What could it be this time? Would this new moment bring another twist to their adventure? Mia's heart skipped a beat as the commotion grew louder. She turned her head quickly, straining to see what was happening. The crowd had formed a neat circle around a man who was holding a large, colorful balloon, the type that made children light up with joy. The air felt electric as he handed it to a small boy who danced around in delight. "What is going on now?" Lily asked, her eyes darting to the excitement. "Looks like some kind of entertainment," Mia replied, her voice tinged with intrigue. Just then, the balloon slipped from the boy's hands, soaring high into the sky. The laughter quickly turned to gasps, and the boy's face fell. A wave of disappointment washed over the crowd. Before Mia could process it, she felt a twinge of empathy. "That little boy looks so sad," she said, her heart aching for him. "Let us go cheer him up," Lily suggested, determination in her voice. Mia found herself nodding. "Okay, but how? He really wanted that balloon." Lily thought for a moment, her eyes sparkling with an idea. "What if we give him one of our friendship bracelets once we make them? You know, as a little surprise to make him smile again." Mia's heart soared at the thought. "That's perfect. He'll love it." They wheeled closer slowly, the little girl still by their side, curiosity written all over her face. "Can I help too?" she asked, her voice soft yet resolute. "Absolutely." Lily encouraged her. "We can all do this together." The trio moved collectively toward the boy, their spirits lifted with purpose. As they approached, Mia called out cheerfully, "Hey there. I saw what happened with your balloon. That's pretty tough." The boy looked up, his big brown eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I wanted it so badly," he admitted, his voice breaking. Mia gently smiled, feeling her own heartache over the little girl's scraped knee again flow towards this boy. "I know what that feels like. But do you like making things? We'd love to make you a friendship bracelet. How would you feel about that?" His face perked up slightly, curiosity replacing some of his sadness. "Really? You'd do that for me?" "Of course." Lily chimed in, her excitement infectious. "We can make all sorts of cool designs together. It'll be fun." Mia could see the boy's frown slowly melting away. The little girl chimed in too, "And I'll help too. We can be a team." As they began to gather supplies, Mia's excitement mirrored the boy's growing enthusiasm. She felt warmth spread through her chest. Perhaps this was the essence of friendship she had been searching for all along, not just in giving, but in being part of something bigger. The boy's smile was contagious as he joined the trio, laughter soon bubbling among them. The atmosphere shifted as creativity filled the air, and before they even realized it, everyone around them began to take notice, drawn in by the kindness brewing in the air. But just as they started tying knots and picking colors, another figure emerged from the other side of the street. A stern-looking adult in a pristine suit was making his way through the gathering. His presence cast a shadow over their joyful spirit. "Who is that?" Lily whispered, an uneasy feeling settling in her stomach. Mia squinted through the gathering crowd, her heart racing. "I don't know, but I have a feeling he's here to change everything, again." The man in the suit moved purposefully. His gaze seemed to cut through the warmth they had built, like a cold wind on a summer day. Mia felt a chill run down her spine. Fear crept into her heart, and the laughter that buzzed around her grew quieter, overshadowed by this new presence. The boy, still huddled over his crafting supplies, paused and looked up, uncertainty replacing his smile. "Who is that?" he asked, his voice small. "I think he looks important," Mia replied, trying to sound brave. But even she wasn't convinced of her words. She watched as the suited figure continued to push through the crowd, unhindered by their murmurs and confused glances. "Maybe he is here to take the boy away," Lily whispered, her eyes wide with worry. "Let us just keep making the bracelet," Mia suggested, though her heart wasn't completely in it anymore. She tied a few colorful beads together, her fingers fumbling with the knots as the weight of the man's presence lingered at the edge of her thoughts. The little girl, oblivious to the tension, looked sharply at the boy. "Don't worry. We've got your back," she chirped, her tiny hands working swiftly on her own bracelet design, a burst of innocence, but the boy's gaze hadn't strayed from the man in the suit. "What if he is a balloon thief?" he half joked, clearly trying to lighten the mood but failing. A few chuckles rippled through the small crowd, but Mia could see that the laughter was more of a nervous reaction than actual amusement. With each step the man took, Mia felt the warmth they had collectively created begin to drain away. Suddenly, the man halted just a few feet away, hands clasped firmly behind his back. He surveyed the group, and for a moment, the world around them seemed to hold its breath. "What is going on here?" his voice echoed, sharp and firm. The boy shrank back a little. Mia felt a hot wave of protectiveness surge within her. "We're just making friendship bracelets. The boy lost his balloon, and we thought this might help make him happy again." Her voice cracked slightly at the end as she stood tall, surprising even herself with the bravado she summoned. The man raised an eyebrow, his lips curling slightly in unexpected curiosity, but his demeanor remained serious. "Is that so? And why would you go out of your way for a stranger?" Mia hesitated, caught off guard by the question that felt like a challenge. She looked around at the boy, still deflated, the little girl, still busy with her designs, and Lily, who was glued to Mia's side as if seeking strength. "Because everyone deserves a little kindness," she finally answered, her voice stronger now. The words felt right. They weren't just for the man, they were for everyone watching. For a brief moment, the man's stern gaze softened, and Mia's heart raced. Had she struck a chord? Would he understand? But as quickly as that flicker appeared, it vanished behind an unreadable expression. "Kindness," he repeated, as if weighing the word carefully. Then, he straightened and looked beyond them. "I see how this could make quite a spectacle. But I'm afraid I have to ask you all to disperse. This area is not for gathering without permission." A collective gasp echoed through the crowd. The boy's face fell once more, and Mia felt her heart shatter just a bit. "Wait!" she called out, desperation curdling in her throat. "Can't we just finish this one thing? Just one little act of kindness?" The man turned, eyebrow raised, an unreadable expression twisting his lips. "You think one little act can change anything?" Mia's determination surged anew. "It can change a lot, if it makes someone smile." For a second, silence enveloped them, broken only by the soft rustle of fabric as the others waited, hopeful yet uncertain, with the weight of the crowd's attention hanging between them. Mia held her breath, half expecting his answer to shatter everything they had hoped for, but then, just when she thought all was lost, she caught a glimpse of something in his eyes. What would he decide? The man paused, his eyes darting around the group as if he were weighing the balance of their intentions against the weight of his authority. Mia felt each heartbeat thrum in her ears. "Just one?" he echoed, a mix of skepticism and curiosity wrinkling his brow. There was a flicker of something in his demeanor, a hint of vulnerability beneath the polished surface. The crowd collectively held its breath, the tension hanging thick in the air. "Yeah," Mia said, her voice steadier now, almost a whisper but filled with conviction. "Just let us finish. Who knows? It might really help him." She motioned to the boy, who still looked so small next to the towering figure in the suit. The man's expression shifted, his gaze dropping to the boy. He surveyed the crafts spread on the table, beads scattered like lost dreams. The boy lifted his chin slowly, his eyes searching for hope, longing for a smile that felt so distant just moments ago. What if you're right? The man's words were slow, as if turning over stones in his mind. What if this little act does mean something? A flicker of doubt seemed to dance behind his stoic exterior. Mia nodded fervently, gripping her bracelet tightly. It could change everything for him. Just think, what if that's all we need today? Just a little kindness. The tiny girl, who had been quietly focused on her own design, looked up and added, and it's fun. Making friends can be fun. Her innocent declaration sliced through the heaviness, filling the space with warmth again. Fun, the man muttered, and for a brief moment, Mia believed he might be considering it. She could see the way his shoulders softened, just a fraction, as if the walls he had built around himself were starting to crack. Suddenly, a loud burst of laughter erupted from the crowd behind them. Some kids were chasing each other, their footsteps echoing against the pavement, joy radiating like sunlight. The suited man glanced back, the fleeting distractions pulling at the corners of his resolve. "All right," he said finally, drawing in a deep breath, "you have 5 minutes. Finish up, then I need you all to disperse." Cheers erupted from Mia and the small cluster of onlookers. The boy's face transformed. A mix of disbelief and gratitude washed over him. "Really? Thank you," he said, his voice brightening, the shadows lifting from his eyes. Mia's heart soared. "We'll make it special, I promise." They all scrambled back to the work table, fingers flying over colorful beads and threads. Laughter returned, light and joyful, as each person worked to create something beautiful. The man in the suit lingered, watching the scene unfold before him. His arms were still crossed, but his posture had relaxed. Mia couldn't help but catch small glimpses of transformation in the way he observed the children around him, the way their laughter seemed to seep into the crevices of his being. As the moments rolled on, and the bracelet slowly took shape, Mia turned to the boy. "What do you want to add? Your favorite colors?" she asked, a smile on her face. "I want red and blue," he exclaimed, excitement bubbling over as he selected beads. Time raced on, yet it felt like a gentle slumber of happiness enveloping them. Just as they tied the last knot and shared bright smiles, the man cleared his throat, drawing Mia's attention once again. "Isn't it amazing," he began, hesitating as he weighed the importance of his words, "how one simple idea can blossom into something so powerful?" Mia's breath hitched. His voice reverberated with a hint of something more, something Mia couldn't quite put her finger on. "Could we show you?" she blurted, a thought striking her. "Could the boy show you?" The man raised an eyebrow, intrigued yet guarded. "What is it?" he asked. "Just watch us," she said, her heart pounding. As the circle closed around them, anticipation filled the air. What would happen next? How would he respond to the shared joy they created in such a short time? The eyes of the crowd shifted from Mia to the boy and back to the man, full of hope and curiosity. So many expectations lay in the air, like balloons, waiting to be released. "Are you ready?" Mia asked, a nervous energy flowing through her veins. The man took a step forward, caught in the momentum. Mia felt a shiver ripple down her spine, an electric thrill of connection. Perhaps this moment held more than just kindness. Would he embrace the unfolding magic of the moment, or retreat behind his barriers once more? Mia couldn't help but wonder what lay in wait for them all. The boy, now filled with hope and excitement, lifted his newly crafted bracelet high. The vibrant red and blue beads glimmered, a reflection of his joyful spirit. "Look!" he shouted, directing the man's attention. "It's perfect." The crowd leaned in, their eyes wide, waiting for the richness of this moment to unfold. Mia felt the energy in the air pulsing with anticipation, each heartbeat syncing with the boy's triumph. Would this man see what they'd created? "Isn't it beautiful?" Mia urged, her voice steady with determination. "It's more than just colors and beads. It's a reminder that connection matters. It can change a day, or even a life." The man's brow furrowed, emotion flickering across his features like shadows chased by dawn. He took a step closer, eyes narrowing at the bracelet. The beauty in its simplicity seemed to pierce through the walls he had built so high. As he lingered, a small child broke the spell by bursting into a fit of giggles, jumping giddily toward her friends. Laughter bubbled up around them, infectious and warm, washing through the small gathering. The man's lips turned upward slightly, as if cracked enough to allow a smile to peek through. "Maybe I've underestimated," he began, pausing, searching for the right words. "Perhaps it really can make a difference." The boy, eyes shining like stars, took a brave step forward. "You can have it," he exclaimed, extending the bracelet with hesitant hope. "It'll bring you good luck. Just like it did for me." Gasps erupted from the crowd. Mia held her breath, her heart pounding as she watched the man's face. What would he do? For a moment, he hesitated, looking at the offered bracelet, then back at the boy. The silence stretched taut, like a drawn bowstring ready to snap. Mia could feel the weight of expectation pressing down, but also a flicker of vulnerability from the man that made her heart swell with compassion. Slowly, he reached out. As his fingers brushed against the smooth beads, something shifted in the air. A flicker of magic, an unspoken agreement that maybe kindness, however small, could tip the scale. Their eyes locked for an instant, and Mia thought she saw something deeper being shared: fear, doubt, but also hope. "I thank you," he finally managed, voice cracking slightly, as he accepted the bracelet. "I honestly don't know what to say." Mia exhaled, relief flooding her veins. Her heart felt buoyant. But the moment held a vulnerability too. The crowd shifted and murmured softly, not knowing how to process the shift that had just occurred between the man and the boy. "What now?" someone whispered in the background, another child asking what they all felt, the looming question hanging in the air. The man lowered the bracelet, uncertainty creeping back into his stance. Would this be just a moment? A fleeting spark, or would he carry this into the next day? "Remember," Mia said gently, taking a half step toward him. "It's okay to be afraid. We can all change. One small act at a time." He stared at her, as if unlocking a moment he had never considered before. Did he even know what kind of power lay in such connections? Maybe. It is about connecting. The words were barely a whisper, but they wrapped around them like a precious thread. Just then, a loud shout pierced the air. "Group hug." The tiny girl, arms stretched wide, dashed toward the man. It broke the tension, making laughter ripple anew. Caught in a whirlwind of circle arms and giggles, the man hesitated, but then the corners of his mouth twitched upward again as arms wrapped around him and the boy. Mia smiled, watching the scene unfold, hearts entwining in a way she never thought possible. But just as light filled the moment, a whisper of doubt crept in again. What if it wasn't he enough? As voices swirled around, one singular thought echoed in her mind: could they sustain this connection? The man stepped back slightly, pulling away from the embrace, looking as though he was about to say something profound. Mia's heart raced, but she also feared what might come next. Would this mark the beginning of something beautiful, or the end of a fleeting moment? And just like that, the atmosphere trembled with potential. Would he choose to step forward into this newfound light, or retreat once more into shadows? As Mia sat in awe, watching the giggles bounce around the now unified crowd, she felt warmth swell in her chest. The man had joined in, embracing the lightness, even if just for a heartbeat. But would this shift linger? Each second stretched on as anticipation hung in the air like the last notes of a sweet song. The little girl whispered to the boy, "See. It only took a little kindness." Her innocent declaration sparkled like the sun, illuminating an unwritten truth. Mia, feeling that glow, turned to the man. "If we keep showing up for each other," she said, her heart racing with eagerness, "we can make this last. Every small act counts." He nodded, slowly but deliberately. "Maybe you're right." A subtle flicker ignited in his eyes, a dawning realization that perhaps, just perhaps, connection was the antidote to his guarded demeanor. With that opening, Mia felt courage swell within her. You know, kindness spreads like the ripples of a pebble in a pond. Today started like a single act, but it can turn into a movement. The crowd began to murmur, and she could see excitement buzzing anew beneath every smile, just as Mr. Thompson stepped from the sidelines, nodding in approval. Mia beamed at him. You brought us together. You inspired this moment. He stepped forward, addressing the throng of people gathering around. Mia's right. Let us form a community that celebrates every act of kindness. With each word, hope surged through Mia like a jolt of electricity, passing through the crowd. The man in the suit shared a moment with the boy, a connection cementing between them. You're all doing something beautiful, he said, his voice softening with newfound realization. Mia turned to Lily. What if we form a kindness club? We can invite everyone to participate in small acts every week. Excitement crackled through the community, and parents nodded, teens whispered, and kids jumped up and down. Let us make a wall of kindness. The boy suggested, his enthusiasm contagious, as he fidgeted with the bracelet on his wrist. We can write our stories and hang them up. Everyone can see how one act changed something for us. Yes. Cheered Mia, her heart racing. The momentum continued, lifting them higher. And maybe we start with more friendship bracelets. Bring everyone into this joy. Mr. Thompson watched, his heart swelling at witnessing the fabric of community weaving tighter. He stepped up, anchoring Mia's idea with authority. We can host gatherings here. With crafts, stories, and inspiration. Everyone can join, no matter their background or struggles. Together we're stronger. Mia shouted, her spirit soaring. The crowd responded with cheers, the sound resembling the joyful symphony of wind chimes dancing in a summer breeze. Hope unfurled, blossoming in their hearts, rooting itself deeper with every passing second. The man in the suit looked at Mia, an expression of wonder illuminating his face. I want to help, he said, his voice shaky but earnest. This could change everything. A cheer erupted, echoing through the park as Mia felt her worries melt away, replaced by a spirit of connection. She had opened a door she thought was long closed. As they stood, laughing and planning, Mia thought about the birthday surprise. It had unfolded into a life-altering moment, not just for her, but for everyone around. They could rediscover kindness as a community, a place of shared connection, healing even the loneliest of hearts. And then, as the sun dipped low, painting the world in glimmers of gold, Mia recognized the truth. She was no longer just the girl in the wheelchair, but a girl filled with purpose, surrounded by friends who cared. In a moment of clarity, she could finally see the town she once thought had turned its back on her was blooming anew like the flowers in spring. Mia smiled wide, tears of joy glistening in her eyes, as she basked in the warm glow of community. And with that, she took a breath, heart full and ready to embrace the future. Now is the time to take action. You need to subscribe now to not miss the next exclusive stories that will touch your heart. This is the moment to show your support. Leave a like immediately to feed the algorithm and keep these stories thriving. Comment below your reactions and feelings about this incredible ending. And don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this beautiful transformation. Let us spread kindness together.